last night's game. What are your thoughts?
Honestly, it boils down to like what Divine said last night, and it boils down to shooting. When we shoot well, we're in the game. When we having these bad shooting nights, it's bad for us. So we're gonna have to concentrate on getting that shooting percentage right and getting some clean looks and clean shots.
Yeah. Prince?
I think my thing is like a little bit, Sim, my blood pressure a little bit high because I still am a little salty about Gordon Hayward going for 28. And like I said, I don't know where this sentiment is coming from, but I'm feeling like I'm going to need to see a little bit more from Tom Thibodeau. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if I'm just looking for somebody to blame, Sim, but I really believe, like Tone said, we have, blaring holes in a couple places at the guard position, and that's shooting, and that's playing defense and keeping other guards in front of us. So again, we can't do a massive overhaul in our roster right now unless we trade, one of our big chips. So again, that's out of the question. So with that being said, we have to do what we can do, and that's control what we can control, and that's we have to be better. So again, I don't know where that comes from. I don't know how Tom infuses that, implements that in these guys' daily work, but I don't know, Tim. I don't know, Sim. I don't know.
So, all right, good. Now that's good. That's good. That kind of leads us into the question, right? How will Tom Thibodeau? Because me, I'm still a little salty from last night in the way that we played. And it's not even the offensive side of the ball that we're real salty, because that to me comes down to making shots, right? And we're not making shots. We're missing shots. Okay, if you listen to Tom Thibodeau last night, he talked about the team being tentative, tentative to shoot. Sometimes they had open shots and they just passed up the open shots, to try to pass it to someone else. RJ was tentative. He was asked about Julius Randle, and because Julius Randle only took like 9 shots last night, right? He said, he don't want Julius Randle to be tentative. You don't want any of the players to be tentative because once you become tentative, then you can almost forget about it. You can almost forget about it once you become tentative. So my question is, how do you address the team after last night? Right? You're in shoot-around, you're in practice. How do you address them, and what do you start to work on?
I'm gonna start with this one since Tone started the last one, but I think definitely, Sim, guys like us, we don't really. Well, I know I don't coach with an iron fist. I demand a lot from my players, but again, I give them a lot of praise and a lot of respect, big them up. So again, I think bigger than anything, you definitely gotta exude confidence. You gotta, meet them where they at, and express to them that you want better, you expect better. But again, we can't start MFing these kids. We can't start, just getting down on them, because again, we are the Knicks, and they have been in the bottom cellar for the last 2-3 years for a lot of these kids. So I think Tom Thibodeau definitely has to exude confidence, has to implement that into the kids' daily work and they just psyche itself. Is that again, you're gonna go through these type of slumps, but again, that's not who we are. So again, I think that's a major thing, is just trying to reach out to them and let them know you still fighting for them, you still care. We only 10 games into the season, but we have to get better. So again, I think just let them know that you care about them. I know it sound elementary and feel good, happy go lucky, but again, if your players know that you care about them and that you'll do anything for them, they'll go knock a wall down for you. So I think that's one of the big things today in Shootaround that I would be talking to them about, and also just continuing to hold yourself accountable. when you really look at, your basketball game. What could you have done better to keep Gordon Hayward from scoring those 28 points? What could you have done better, to get a better shot for Kevin Knox or get a better shot for yourself? So challenging them to see the things in the game that they can change. I pass the mic to Tone Crow.
Yeah, and just to reiterate, it's 28 points in the first half. But what I would do right now, shoot around practice, I'd put all the veterans on one squad, put all the youth on another squad, have the youth run a zone in practice just because they're probably more familiar with running it, being not that far removed from college, and have these veterans work against it. You know what I mean? Trying to shoot against it. Because that zone is what's really killing us. It's stopping all of our continuity. And we got to figure out how to break it. We got to figure out who's the best guys to run against it. So that would be my focus, in the near future.
Yeah, I agree 100%. I think I have the same exact message to the team when I get into shoot-around practice today. I try to impart some encouragement, because I'm pretty sure the players themselves are already down. They're already down on themselves. You heard Austin Rivers last night, talking about during the post game, he talked a little bit about, that the players have to bring. There are certain things the players have to bring. One of the things he really broke down was the importance of talking on defense, because we got killed last night. Defensively, we were terrible, right? I can deal with his missing shots. I can't deal with his letting players destroy us. And we let Gordon Hayward destroy us last night. Backdoor cuts. Those backdoor cuts, to me, that's one of the worst plays to allow teams to get. And we got killed on the backdoor cut last night on multiple occasions by Gordon Hayward. So if I'm sure the players understand that, it's on them. Austin Rivers, he spoke about it last night. He talked about how we've got to be able to talk on defense. He spoke upon his experience, his experience as a player on playoff teams. You know what I'm saying? And how, he understands what it takes, to play defense, because he's been on good defensive teams. And it sounds like he's speaking up in the locker room, which is a really good thing, something that the Knicks need. They need a player who has that experience. He doesn't have the superstar type pedigree, but he produces when he's on the floor. You know what I'm saying? And he has more playoff experience than anybody that's on this team right now. So for him to be able to be there and just kind of impart that knowledge and that wisdom on the team, I think it speaks magnitude for him, and is going to be big for the Knicks overall this season, right? So if I'm Tom Thibodeau, I'm not gonna smash him. I'm not gonna smash him in practice today. They already felt it. They know what it is, and I'm pretty sure he cursed him out last night. This morning, I'm gonna say, hey, I looked at the tape. Here's some things that we did well when we played against the zone. And we're going to figure out how to do these things consistently. Because any game, you can pull out a few little tidbits here and there that you did well. There were plenty of times when we did move the ball well, but we didn't knock down the shot. Right? So I'm going to pull those things out. We'll take a look at it. I spend about, I'd have a long shoot around today, though. I'd be in there about 3 hours. We're gonna work on some stuff, Sam. Yeah, we're gonna work on some stuff. It may not be a hard practice where we're running and all that kind of stuff, because we got a game tomorrow, right? But we're gonna be in there for some time. We're gonna spend some time in the film room. Then after we leave out the film room, We're going to take that entire, everything that we looked at, and we're going to implement it on the floor. There are no better practices than that. I'm telling you from experience. When you sit and you look at everything on film, and then you go to the floor. Right? I went down to VCU, Virginia Commonwealth University in Richmond. And they got this $20 million basketball development facility. It's beautiful. Right? And in their practice court, so they have a practice court for the men, a practice court for the women. Right? And they have, it's like 3 stories high. And in that, only basketball players are allowed in this facility. Right? And they're able to, they got lounge rooms there. They got video, with video games and lounges and all this stuff. They also have a room set up where, they're able to cook meals, and on the wall, it tells them how much protein they're supposed to take. It breaks everything down for them. But in the practice facility, in the gym, you have the basketball court right there. And right off the basketball court, there's a door that goes to a theater. And, of course, in the theater is where they break everything down, right? And it just makes it easy. You can break it down and then go right out the door and do it on the court. There's no better learning than that. And if I'm Tom Thibodeau, that's what I'm doing today. We're going to look at the zone. We're going to break it down, what we did well, what we did not do well, and then we're going to go on the court and we're going to practice it. I would focus so heavy. That's all I would focus on today, really, is how to beat the zone. How do we beat the zone? I would throw out different looks. We would throw out different looks. A 3-2 zone, a 2-3 zone, a 1-3-1 zone. And how are we going to beat it? What are we going to do to beat it? And we would just drill it and drill it and drill it. Hopefully he's already done that. And drill it and drill it and drill it. And then we'd work on some defense ourselves. Because we've been getting smacked on the defensive end. And Austin Rivers said it correctly. He said it right. We've got to create turnovers so that we can get out on the break. Right. Last night, we actually had more fast break points than Charlotte. Maybe for the first time this season. It's just we didn't shoot. We shot like, we couldn't hit the ground with a rock. So, we shot terribly, but we did get out and run a little bit more because we got steals that led us to getting out and running. So on the defensive side, we've got to play tougher defense so that we can get steals and get out and run. But if I'm Tom Thibodeau today, I'm focusing hard on the zone. Hard. Spending, like I said, I'd be in practice. We'd be in there 3 hours today, focusing on that zone. Trying to build some kind of camaraderie. I don't even want to say camaraderie. Trying to build something with that zone. That would be my focus today. And then, of course, we'd be looking at the Nets, what the Nets do, and strategizing to play the Nets. So that's why my practice would be long. And Tom Thibodeau is known for having long practices. You know what I'm saying? He's known for having long practices. So why stop now? Why stop now? You know what I'm saying? You might as well finish it out. Have a long practice, do what it is that you do. But that's what I would be doing today. Any last words, anything you want to add in there about, how anything else that he should address the team with today?
I don't think so, Sim. I think everything, like you said, you and Tone, like I came in with the social, emotional coaching, you know what I'm saying, dealing with the psyches. And you and Tone came in with the X's and O's. So, sometimes you gotta have that good cop, bad cop coach, somebody who can, speak to the hearts of your players, but then you also got to correct them and get them better in the facets of the game. So again, I think that would be perfect spending, a good majority of today's time. Because again, none of them are going to become great shooters overnight. But again, what we can control is, like you said, talking on defense, playing our brand of basketball on offense where we're not tentative. And what I wanted to ask about that, I hope we don't push too long, but maybe y'all can chime in when y'all give y'all a little spiel. But I wanted to know, do you think those couple mental lapses were focus, fatigue, or was it just us getting lackadaisical with, like we said, or did we get the big head, defensively, or just period to feel like, oh, okay, because again, in the preseason, the first couple games, like everybody said, we were communicating more on the defensive end than we ever had before. So again, that would be great practice, sticking to film study and focusing on that zone, because the zone is not going to stop being thrown at us, and we do have to get a lot more comfortable and familiar with ways to attack the zone.
Right. So when you say
you hit the
Go ahead, Tony.
I think you hit the nail on the head. You hit the nail on the head when you said the communication. That's what it boils down to. Look at that inbound play that Hayward got the easy layup on. It was a cross screen, and both players ran with the guy that went away from the basket and left Hayward right there. So it's all about communication on defense. One thing I just wanted to touch on with Rivers is he has the most playoff experience, the most experience probably of all the players, but it's also going to be an adjustment for him. So, we as fans got to realize that. He has to realize that as well, because he's never been in this role. Similar to Randall last year, never been in that role as a lead guy. You know what I mean? So that's going to be an adjustment. He's going to have to be a little bit more patient and using his knowledge, but it's going to take some time because it's a new experience for him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, I agree with that 100%. So speaking of the Nets, Kyrie Irving. Let me bring this over and read this first. All right. According to Adrian Wojnarowski, Irving has missed 4 consecutive games for personal reasons. He's been ruled out tonight versus Denver. The Nets play Denver tonight. And sources expect him to continue to be sidelined at least through Wednesday. Well, tomorrow and Saturday when they play Orlando. All right. Sources with Malika Andrews, as the NBA is expected to begin examining online videos circulating of a maskless Kyrie Irving at a family birthday party. There's no belief that he will return to the Brooklyn Nets lineup this week. Yes, Kyrie Irving was spotted. He was spotted at a birthday party with no mask on. While he's supposed to be, he's out for personal reasons. Doing what Kyrie does.
Doing Kyrie
You'll see
things.
in this video here, you can see in the video that is Kyrie Irving at a birthday party. We don't know how many people are there. Right? At a birthday party, enjoying his family, those type of things, whatever. But he's supposed to be out on personal reasons. He's at a birthday party, wherever they're at, no mask on, and I get it. Listen, all of us have done it. When you're around, you're with your family, you're comfortable. You're like, I'm not wearing a mask around my family. I'm chilling. This is what we're doing. But he's in a different situation.
Yeah.
Because he's got the NBA protocols he's got to deal with. And I know we all trust our family, but let's be honest, someone in your family could have the coronavirus.
Yeah. Or he could bring it to his family too, Sim. KD just, he's not out, but they, checking out for the protocol. But you're right, and again, this is a very serious thing that we're dealing with. And like you said, Sim, a lot of us kind of willy-nilly when you're like, okay, I'm around my family. But again, them the people that we should want to protect even more. But again, I'm glad that ain't our problem, brother.
Yeah, I get it. And listen, AK Sour God has, he said, how do you go to a family birthday party and you don't tell your family members, hey, no pictures, no video, stay off social media, right? I'm here, I'm chilling, but none of that right now. You know what I'm saying? I can't have that. Like, how do you do that? Unless he did tell him and somebody just did it anyway.
He's smart. He's smart enough to know better. They say even with all his craziness, he's one of the smartest guys in the league. So to me, it's intentional for whatever reason.
He could have did the Tom Crow. He could have just had the mask on, but just rock it. Like like.
I mean, even if he had it right, even if he didn't have the mask, I mean, it doesn't look like he knows that this picture is being taken, that this video is being taken, and whoever did it, they seen it was Kyrie. Said, "Yo, let me get this video, Kyrie, real quick, and put it on my Twitter, Instagram, whatever they put it on, so I can get some clout." Right? You got a clout chaser. Basically, that's what it was. You got a clout chaser looking to get some clout, and had to post Kyrie on there. You know what I mean? But Kyrie,
I apologize.
Yeah, go ahead.
I got to head off to work.
Okay.
But I appreciate it, man. Keep doing your thing. Shout out to the chat. Your Blackest Time.
No doubt. I appreciate you, man. Go ahead. Jump in there. Jump into work, man. Be peaceful, man. Have a good day at work, bro. Huh?
I appreciate it. You handling the screen?
Yeah, I got you, man. I got it. All right, peace. All right, let me get over here with my man. It's just me and you now, Prince.
We're gonna hold it down for the last couple minutes.
Yeah, we gonna. Well, actually, you know what? Hold on. Let me get back. Let me get back to that. But anyway, with Kyrie, I mean, what? I don't know. What's going on with him?
I mean, like, my thing is, and I can't even hate on him because, again, I love his heart. I love where his mind is at, as far as social justice. But again, like we said, and I hate to say it like that because, again, I'm a conscious brother too. But again, for us Knicks, it just would have been bad. You know what I'm saying? We already, we already get laughed at, but we know Kyrie was one of those people who said he didn't want to play at all right now. He said, remember, he told LeBron and them he didn't want to come back until after MLK Day, which is another 2 weeks away. So, mentally, he probably not really in it, mentally anyways. And then especially what I guess they said kind of tipped him off was, what's going on in the world with what happened with the Capitol and all of that. So again, but like you said, from an organization standpoint, I'm glad we dodged that bullet because again, we would, that would be the topic of discussion to every Knicks player, everybody got anything to do with the organization. Oh, where's Kyrie? Why isn't he with the Knicks? Why? Oh, he said he doesn't want to play. Like, it would be bananas. You know what I'm saying? It would be bananas. But, bigger than anything, I do think that he for whatever reason, he feel like he's on this, this conscious movement. And, I think he wants to, I guess, let his words or his less of, his lackluster actions, or if I'm saying that right, you know what I'm saying? Or just efforts go without, to show, I guess, solidarity with the people. But again, I don't know, Sim. I don't, bro. I'm like you. I'm over here trying to formulate ideas to try to make an excuse for Kyrie, but there is no excuse outside of Kyrie is doing Kyrie things. Like that's just it.
The crazy thing is the time that he's been with Brooklyn, they've played 80 some odd games. He's only played 27 games. Right? 27 games. It's crazy. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. He's played 27 games, and with the how can you have a team? And of course, he's come playoff time, he's going to be there. I'm pretty sure of that. But how can you build any kind of camaraderie, any kind of chemistry when this guy is constantly in and out of the lineup? He's in, he's out, he's in, he's out. There's this issue, there's that issue. You got a brand new head coach, you got a brand new coaching staff, and now they got to figure out, how do I deal with this guy? You know what I'm saying? And it's almost like he's just trying to stress, trying to flex his muscles like, yo, I'm Kyrie, I can do whatever it is that I want to do. You know what I'm saying? I don't know.
Or
it's crazy.
It popped in my head too. And like when you said that, that kind of made me like, okay, dang, is Kyrie doing Kyrie things? And does this have to do with anything with the James Harden trade? You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, y'all really gonna dangle me in front of Houston like that? Like, oh, okay, well, I'm gonna show y'all then. I ain't want to play basketball anyway, so you know what? I'm gonna go sit down for a minute. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, that those are Kyrie things, as they say. So again, I really, like you said, it even makes you worry even more if that's the case, because we all know that he was, one of those big chips that they were talking about they needed in the trade package. They didn't want anything else that Brooklyn had. So
right.
To know that, okay, I was the talks of discussion. Oh, okay, well, let me show y'all, the organization, the fans, and everybody else, I am Kyrie, and I'm going to do Kyrie things.
Yeah. yeah. It's crazy. I don't know. Let me get to a phone call real quick. All right. And then we'll get back to it. Caller, you live. What's popping?
What's up, Big Sim?
What's going on with you, man? How you
Glad
feeling?
To see you. I'm good, man. Glad to see you back. Peace to Prince Bun. I just wanted to call in real quick because I see you jumped on. I was just happy to see you back, so I just wanted to show some support. But at the end of the day, I fully agree with you with that full court, that press. I meant to say that press is the real problem. That press, before we even get into the zone, they was running a press on us that was killing us.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I mean,
it was just a simple offense,
just a simple 2-2-1 press or something like that. Before we even get to the offense, just a simple press.
We couldn't even get into the offense. By the time we was getting a shot up, it was 3 seconds left. We wasn't getting no rebound. I was surprised we was even able to get any steals on defense because everything we really was doing was coming out the net.
Yeah.
It sped us up.
Yeah. It made us. We had to stop, think about the press that was in front of us, right? By the time we got across half court, we're already down to about 16 seconds on the shot clock. Then we got to deal with the zone.
Exactly.
Right? Now we got to figure out how do we pass the ball through this zone. Yeah, they gave it, and teams are throwing different kinds of defenses at us, and it's giving us fits, and guys are confused. That's why I'm saying, if I'm in practice, that's all I'm working on. How do we break these different types of defenses,
Exactly.
Not to move on too fast.
With Bullock not starting, we have Rivers starting, and that gave us an extra ball handler, so we should have been able to get through that press. The way I was seeing it, I was like, I don't understand what the hell is going on with the guys we got out there.
Yeah, it was funny because with the press, they had it wasn't necessarily Austin Rivers and Elfrid Payton bringing the ball up to break the press, right? So you would have Julius Randle or Kevin Knox take the ball out of bounds, get it to Elfrid Payton, and then they would stay there to help break the press while Austin Rivers was up the floor.
Right.
Once they realize that might happen one time, right? But once you realize that you have a press, say, okay, these guys are pressing me. All right. Julius might still take the ball out of bounds, but you make sure you got two guards back. Okay? Let Julius run up the middle of the floor, stand at the, half court line, so that way you can get the ball to the middle. Let Julius then turn, go up the floor and hopefully, get to the basket or find somebody open. Now, they did it one time with I remember Emmanuel Quickly. You know, he was in the middle of the floor. Kevin Knox found him in the middle of the floor. I don't exactly remember what the result was of that play, but, you know, that's the right way to do it. You know what I'm saying? Get the ball to the middle of the floor. That's the best way to break the press. You know, a lot of times we just pass the ball side to side, and we broke the press, you know, doing it that way because, you know, they weren't trying to really take the ball from us. They were just trying to hold us up from getting into our offense. Yeah. You know, but
that's why I didn't understand why they was trying to dribble through it so much instead of just, like you said, cutting up somebody. Like, even if you would have had Mitch come up to the middle, like right at half court, you could have just threw it up to him, and then you got cutters coming from the back court into the front court. You could give it right back, and then you initiate the high pick and roll from right there if you have to.
Right.
You can do that too.
Right. Right.
You know, one thing, Sim, I wanted to ask real quick, and this is both y'all to kind of, you know, bridge the points, but also talk about
Prince
time.
Bun. Peace, Bun.
What's up? Peace, brother. What I wanted to say is this. Do you, Sim, from a coaching standpoint, is it easier to teach how to break the zone, or is it easier and faster to teach how to implement the zone? Because, again, my thing is, like you said, if all these teams are doing this copycat zone, did all these teams already have zones implemented in their defensive schemes, or did they just say, hey, you know what, it's working effective against the Knicks, this is what we're going to work on this week and we're going to implement it? And my thing is, why is it being so successful against us if these teams are just adapting to it, you know, 2 games ago, and then they coming out here and making us work super hard?
Yeah, I think a lot of teams.
One thing I'm seeing.
Go ahead, caller.
My bad.
And then go ahead.
One thing I'm seeing is that when they come out with that press, it's like, first of all, we got caught off guard by surprise. Like, I don't know how you still getting surprised from these presses in zones.
That's my point.
When you know that you can't shoot and your backcourt quickly. Everybody seems to have a suspect handle. Like, they not throwing the press at Kyrie. I don't understand how Peyton, period, can't even just get through that press. They not really attacking it like that. They just basically slowing you up, and you letting them slow you up. Like, you're not attacking the press. If you don't attack the press, you're gonna constantly end up with a short shot clock. You gotta attack it.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I wouldn't want to rely on any of our guys to dribble through the press, right? Because I think, you know, that's going to create more turnovers.
I'm just saying, though, like, it's just ridiculous how it takes three guys to break a press, and they're not even trying to take the ball. They're just holding you up, and you're letting them hold you up. That's what I'm saying.
Right.
I'm not saying that I want them to try to dribble through it, but, I mean, that press is not that tough. That press didn't look that tough. Me, you, and Bun could have broke that press.
Nah, the press wasn't that tough. You know, the thing with me is that they wasn't trying to really attack the press. They were just letting the press be there. You know what I'm saying? Because if they really tried to move through it, you know, they should have been able to get some good open shots. They did it once or twice. I think Kevin Knox hit a couple of threes, 1 or 2 threes off of breaking that press. You know, but yeah, that's something that they got to work on in practice, man. They got to work on it.
I think the philosophy should be attack the defense, and when you on offense, you attack defense. When you on defense, you attack the offense. You got to stay in attack mode. You can't be passive on either side of the ball. That's the problem that I always had with Frank. That's the problem that I have with a lot of players that we've been picking up. We're always one-sided. But now when you're not attacking on either end, that's why we're losing, period.
Yeah, I feel you. I'm with you, man, 100%. Hey, I appreciate the call, bro.
I ain't going to hold you up, Sim. Thanks a lot, man.
Appreciate you, brother. Peace. Yeah, you know, I don't know, ladies and gentlemen, the Knicks, they got to deal with that press, and hopefully, you know, Tom Thibodeau is working with them today. In other news around the NBA, the NBA, they're meeting today to discuss these COVID-19 protocols. Right? I don't know what's going to come out of it. I know there's some people who are worried that The NBA is going to have to cease playing. I don't know if it's going to come to that because there's a lot of money involved. You know what I'm saying? And there's no way that the NBA is going to, too many millions involved, Prince, too many of them. The NBA can't stop playing, right? But I'm reading a report right now. This is from Brian Windhorst, right? He says, adding to the anxiety currently affecting the NBA amid a spike in COVID-19 cases, multiple players who previously tested positive for the coronavirus have recently tested positive a second time. The CDC defines reinfection as a person getting infection, recovering, and then later becoming infected again. There are ongoing studies about how long immunity lasts, but the CDC says it expects some coronavirus reinfections. The NBA has announced that more than 100 positive tests. They have announced more than 100 positive tests since last summer, but the actual number since March is believed to be significantly higher. Several teams have more than 10 players who have tested positive at some point over the past 9 months. Okay. Because testing was less available and there were higher rates of false positives early in the pandemic, there's some level of uncertainty as to how many players had true positive cases early in 2020, especially during the league's 3-month shutdown. The league, the National Basketball Players Association, teams and agents have been in talks in recent days to consider protocol changes to limit the spread that has caused 3 games to be postponed. The league has already placed players who previously had the virus, including Kevin Durant and Miami's Bam Adebayo, into week-long health and safety quarantines after exposure to an infected person over concern of reinfection or spreading the virus. I don't know, man. How do you think this thing is going to go?
I'm kind of optimistic, Sim, because again, I pray things change in the world, but again, I don't know how that happens. Because again, that vaccine that they passing out, a lot of people don't really trust that. And then, like I said, I don't know how the numbers are looking. I know Biden said that's, his first 100 days, that's what he wants to do. But 100 days from now, we don't know where the NBA could be at. So again, with all that being said about for us fans ever getting back into the arena and supporting our Knicks and other teams, I don't know, Sim. I have faith in the NBA. But again, you got to think, like you said, Florida was one of those hotbeds. Bam Adebayo. You know what I'm saying? New York isn't a hotbed, but again, who knows who Kevin Durant and Kyrie been in contact with? You know what I'm saying? As we speaking, but from the larger scale, when you look at the NBA as a whole, big ups to the Knicks. Great job. You know what I'm saying? Thank God none of our players have been sick or put anybody in danger. So I'm happy. I know we had a couple scares with I don't know if it was a ball boy or one of the equipment managers. They had an issue, but outside of that, I think that's all the Knicks have had. So again, I think we can get a control on it. I believe that, like we had kind of spoke last night, I think, if I'm not mistaken on here, is maybe having bubbles after the second half of the season. So again, I believe they will implement something that will keep players and teams a lot more safer than what's going on right now. And I know it's going to be kind of hard, but again, if we want basketball and these guys want to go get it checked, you're going to have to go about it a certain way. And that certain way is making sure that we, is being as safe as possible for 2022. I mean, now we're in 2021 and we're almost halfway through this month. So again, we got to look at, do we ever want to watch basketball again? And hopefully that day is coming. But again, it just really depends on,
the players got to look at, do they want to make their money? You know what I'm saying?
That too. That's a big thing.
Do they want to make their money? It's about them dollars, man. Shoot. If it ain't making dollars, then it ain't making sense. Ain't that what 50 said?
No sense, Tim.
You know what I mean? If it ain't making dollars, it ain't making sense. So they better make some sense over there. Caller, you live. What's popping?
Man.
There he goes. What's good, brother? How you feeling, man?
Man, hey, I'm feeling good now that you back on, man.
I appreciate
man,
that.
Sam. Hey, man. Hey, it's good. It's good to see the mothership, man. Where everything started from back in the building. You heard me?
Yeah,
man.
I'm glad to be back, man. Glad to be back. We got this new show right here. It's called The Shootaround, man. And, it's just starting. It's the first episode. But basically, the concept of the show is that we come back after every game, we do a post game and everybody's kind of emotional and this and that. Win or lose. Then the next day we can come back with, a clearer mind, clearer thought. And so we talk about, what the Knicks would do in shoot around. And today we talked about, that they would, they should be focusing on the zone, how to break that zone. Like I would have a 3-hour shoot around, film study, and the shoot around / practice. It wouldn't be a heavy practice, but we'd be walking through a lot of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Then we just cover some.
From the perspective of a coach, I love it.
Yeah,
you heard me?
And then we just cover some basic NBA stuff. You know what I mean? So that's the concept of this show. So anyone just joining in, that's the concept of the shoot around. All right, we come back the next day, the next morning, just like if you were in the NBA on an NBA team and you start to reassess the game with a clearer mind and a clearer vision and focus on what you would do in practice, to make some changes or to prepare for the other team or to work on, some of your faults. That's what we do here. Then we just break out and talk about the other, what's going around the league and just, shoot, we just shoot shit.
Just put on some shots.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? That's what you're doing, the shoot around, right? Shoot around.
Put on some shots.
So what's going on, Ron?
Correct, man. Yeah, man. Hey, Sam, man. Hey, like I said, man, much love, much respect to you, man. You know what I mean? Your platform is the beginning of it all, man, for everybody, really. You know what I mean? I can't give you enough respect for it, man. You showed that it can be done, and you showed that you don't have to have no monster behind you. And I love the fact that, you know what I mean, it's a forum for Knicks fans, man. It's like talking to your cousin, your brother, you going to the barbershop or whatever, you heard me? You know what I mean? It's organic. It ain't nothing forced. You know what I mean? And I appreciate that, man. And and just to look at our team, man, I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm pleasantly surprised. You know what I mean? For us to be 5-6, I know of course everybody gonna look at the fact we lost 3 straight, but at the end of the day, man, the team is building. I mean, we got about half of the team out hurt. You know what I mean? So the team ain't even at full strength, and one of our main shooters, that Tom trusted most, and you saw it early, Alex Burke, that's 20 points a night gone. You know what I mean? So this is part of the growing pains. But to your point, everybody that talked about it, you know what I mean, that dealing with a zone. I mean, it's basic basketball one-on-one. And I agree with everything that was said, man, because I looked at that game last night, and it's just like them guys was waiting for the defense to set up. And I'm like, you don't do that. You need to just keep going. And I'm going to tell you, last night I only had one problem with the coaching staff this far, Tim. The only thing I had a problem with, and this guy, I've killed him when he haven't been playing good, and he haven't. But last night when Kevin Knox had it going the way he had it going, I would have let him play the whole game. I would not have pulled him. Because I was sitting there saying to myself, I said, as hard as he is, if they pull him, he's going to go cold.
Mm-hmm. And
that's exactly what happened. I mean, think about it. That second unit got us a brief lead. And then you put them guys back in the starting lineup, which was struggling all night long and have been struggling through this whole stretch. And I'm like, man, I said, that was just bad coaching on this part. Hey, everybody make a mistake. But shout out to Thibs, man. I'm happy we got him overall and the rest of them guys on the coaching staff. But Sam, man, hey, like I say, good to have you back, man. I'm not going to burn your ear off any longer right now. I'm just getting off my workout. You know what I mean? So I wanted to support you, man, and everybody else that's hearing my voice. Hey, if you ain't subscribed to the Nothing But Knicks podcast, you need to do that, man. You're doing yourself a disservice. It's the mothership of all motherships, you heard me? Hit them likes, turn on the notification, and tap the bell, you heard me? And I'm out.
I appreciate you. Hey, Ron, I got to get on your show, man. I got to get on your show sometime soon, bro. So we just had to talk about it.
Hey, you know the door is open just like you did for me, man. Hey, Knicks fans is an open door policy. I don't care if you're coming from Iraq. You heard me? We don't lock no doors. So when I'm on, man, if you're available, come on in, man. Come on in.
All right, no doubt.
Oh, and shout out to you too, Sim. Gotta say this, man. Stephanie last night, you let her know from me. Hey, she know her stuff. You heard me?
She do.
She know her stuff.
Yeah, she do. Yeah, she
you know
do.
what I mean? So give it that. Show my love to her for me, man. You know what I mean? We need more females on the panel. This thing ain't closed off to just men. You heard me? So yeah, man. Sim, keep doing your thing. Hey, the Prince, man, I love your taste. Keep doing your thing. Tony Crow. Hey, you know we all go back like babies on Similac. You heard me? So yeah, man. Hey, I'm out.
All right, no doubt. Peace out to you, Ron. Big Ron Cleveland, man.
That's my guy.
Big Ron Cleveland. All right, so check it out. Coming from the NBA, the Lakers, Morris, and the Rockets cousins, they were fined. The Los Angeles Lakers forward Markieff Morris has been fined $35,000, and Houston Rockets center DeMarcus Cousins has been fined $10,000 for the roles in an on-court altercation announced by Kiki Vandeweghe and the executive vice president of basketball operations. The incident, which occurred with 2:15 remaining in the first quarter of the Lakers' 120-102 victory over the Rockets on January 10th at the Toyota Center, began when Morris committed a flagrant foul by knocking Rockets forward Jae'Sean Tate to the ground. Cousins continued the incident by shoving Morris to the floor, but which Cousins was assessed a technical foul. Morris further escalated the situation by charging after Cousins, shoving him and continuing to aggressively pursue him. Morris was assessed a technical foul and ejected. And you know, Marcus Morris, I don't know if this was the same game that DeMarcus Cousins got ejected for that ghost foul on LeBron James.
I think it had to be Sim, because I don't like it, because there was, it would have been, it couldn't have been vice versa. So he must have did that foul on LeBron. Then when he got into it with, you know what I'm saying, the Morris brother, they probably tossed him.
I think he probably got into it with the Morris brothers and then did that with LeBron, and they said, forget it, you're out of here, or something like that. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if it was the same night or not, but I tell you what, he didn't even touch LeBron.
Yeah, that was sick.
He didn't even touch LeBron. If you've seen it, he didn't even touch LeBron. It was crazy. You know what I mean? It was something. CJ McCollum hit a game winner last night. I don't know if you've seen that. He had a dope move for the game winner. You know, after Melo, knocked down a bunch of threes in the fourth quarter. CJ McCollum took over and hit the game winner.
I seen his points total though. I seen that he dropped buckets, but I didn't see the game winner though. Didn't see the game winner. Yeah,
he took it over and dropped the game winner. More scores from last night. We know about the Knicks and Charlotte. I don't even want to go back into that. Memphis, they beat Cleveland 101-91.
Oh, wow.
Milwaukee beat Orlando. They blew them out by 22. They beat them 121-99. The Wizards, who this morning, they also found out that they had some people with COVID-19 and they had to cancel practice this morning. The Wizards, they beat the Phoenix Suns 128-107. The Hawks beat Philadelphia 112-94. Dallas and New Orleans, that game was postponed. Of course, we just talked about CJ McCollum hit the game winner over Toronto to beat the Raptors 112-111. All right, and looking at games for tonight, Philadelphia, Chicago, and Boston, that game is postponed. Philadelphia and Miami play tonight at 7. Philadelphia 7-4. Miami's 4-4. Brooklyn and Denver play tonight. Yeah, I'm looking for Brooklyn to probably take that L tonight. Maybe. I don't know. KD, I guess KD is probably playing, so.
Is he back, or is he still doing the protocol too?
I don't know. I'm not exactly sure what's going on with it. But if he does play, of course, it gives Brooklyn a better chance to win. But I think Denver, might be looking to get that win tonight, which doesn't bode well for the Knicks, right? Because that means Brooklyn will be 5-7, and they're going to be looking to get a win. They're going to want it back. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And they're going to look at us and say, yeah, well, let's eat some food. That's what they're going to be thinking. We got to come out ready to play.
That's why we have to bounce back. So we got to bounce out of this losing streak because a lot of people don't look at us like that, and we don't want to be looked at. Exactly.
So Brooklyn and Denver tonight at 7:30 from the Barclays Center. Utah is at Cleveland tonight at 7:30, and then on NBA TV, the Los Angeles Lakers and the Houston Rockets. And then you got San Antonio and OKC play tonight. OKC is 5-4 on the season, surprising everybody. And then at 10:30 on NBA TV is Indiana and Golden State.
I have to admit, Sim, if OKC can go in there in San Antonio and steal one, I think the NBA, the West, definitely better be on alert. Those young guys are scrappy, and much like us, they're playing a different brand of basketball. If they go in there and beat San Antonio, which is a scrappy team, and we know they're coached by Pop, people better put OKC on notice. Put them on notice.
And yes, that's right. KD, Mega BKNY, and Gregory Castillo. Yeah. KD is back. I do remember. He scored 30-something against OKC. OKC won the game, but he scored 30-something against OKC. So, yeah, we're definitely going to be dealing with KD. There's no doubt about that. We're going to be dealing with KD. Tomorrow we will be doing a game preview, but let's talk a little bit about that game, right? Let's talk a little bit about that game. Who's guarding KD? That's what I want to know. Who's guarding KD?
I don't know. Was that Tone who was talking about that? I think I heard somebody say something about it. Maybe that could have been on Blue Orange Tears this morning. Somebody said something about maybe trying to put Mitch, let Mitch guard KD. And I don't mind that because, again, I think Jared Allen may be too much for Mitch. But, again, I think if you take Mitch off of Jared Allen, that leaves a gaping hole for Jared Allen to do whatever he wants for the rest of the night. So, again, unless we look at doing like a Twin Towers lineup where you do Noels and Mitch, or you do Mitch and Julius, I mean, I guess you could probably put Julius on Jared, but again, I still believe that's barbecue chicken because Jared
Allen's not that easy, but
a different type of dude. But again, I definitely think you can try Noels, you can try Mitch, but again, I think you might have to throw Kevin at him and see what Kevin can do. Kevin spent the summer with him. Playing pickup. I don't know, not all summer, but I know he kicked it with KD a couple days out the summer. So maybe, he learned something from KD and he can, at least try to shadow KD, not guarding, but shadowing while he's shooting jumpers over us. But we all know ain't no stopping KD. But again, if you can minimize the guys around him and just hopefully he don't go crazy and drop 58 on us or something stupid, we should be able to devise a plan to win this game. But again, I think like you started off that KD matchup, I don't know if we have anything, Sim, to be honest. I mean, if it all makes sense, I think I just threw a whole bunch of crap at the wall. But
yeah, I don't know.
I don't think there is anything we can do to guard KD. I think it's that pick your poison. I would, try to stop Karis LeVert and Joe English and those guys. I mean, not Joe English, but Joe Harris, try to stop those guys, keep them to a minimum, and let KD drop 40 on us. I mean, that's all I can truly say.
It's gonna, listen, you got their lineup. You got Karis LeVert, Kevin Durant, Joe Harris, Jeff Green, Jared Allen. I can't see putting Mitch on KD.
No.
I feel like he'll have Mitch running around in circles, man, in foul trouble before you know it. I think you go ahead and keep Mitch on Jared Allen. I guess it's going to be RJ. I guess it's going to be RJ dealing with KD.
I can see that. I can see that.
I don't see Julius Randle, being able to deal with KD. Right? Julius Randle's probably going to be guarding Jeff Green.
True.
Now, if you put Kevin Knox in the game, I guess you could put Kevin Knox on KD, but one-on-one, I don't, I mean.
Oh, help!
Come on.
Help!
You know what I'm saying? What's going to happen there one-on-one? I don't know what we do with KD. You know what I'm saying? Who you put on him? You just,
like we spoke about earlier, do you think Tom Thibodeau is too, because against him, like, I know I heard you say you don't mind using the zone. Me, I'm a man coach. Like, I believe zone is lazy, but again, do you think Tom Thibodeau would implement like a zone against them tonight, since we know we can't match up against KD?
I don't think so. I haven't seen Tom Thibodeau use his own yet. I asked that question the other day about it. He hasn't used it yet. I don't know if he will.
True. I'm with you too. So I
don't know if he will.
I wouldn't say stubborn, but I guess and this was my one flack against, getting Tom Thibodeau as our coach, is that old school mentality he may be too stuck in his ways with stuff like that, where he's like, I'm not adapted to that crap. Y'all gonna play, defense like professionals, and we not gonna be lazy. You know what I'm saying? So again, I don't know. So like people gonna have to pack their lunch and come play. Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, you know what? Look, a zone is good when you got a player that you just can't guard. You know what I'm saying? That's where it helps you out. But they also got some shooters over there. So yeah, I don't know I have no idea what they're gonna do with I have no idea what they're gonna do with KD. I got to think about it a little bit tonight and talk about it in the game preview tomorrow. And tomorrow's a nationally televised game, isn't it?
I think so. It is one of the first. I think it's our only. We got 4?
I think that might be our only. That might be our only televised game.
Oh yeah, it was. I think you're right. We only got 1 or 2, and I think like somebody else. Was it the Nets? I think the Nets only got 4 televised games.
I don't know. I don't know what the Nets got, but
you're right.
But this is, I think it's our only televised game. It's on ESPN tomorrow at 7:30. Listen, we got to come show up and show out. We can't play games with these dudes, man. Can't play games with them, But listen, ladies and gentlemen, do me a favor. Make sure you subscribe to the Ball Street Report. We haven't, I don't have any videos up there yet, but they're coming. Trust me, believe me, they're coming. They're gonna be there. Right? And what the Ball Street Report is about investing in players' performance. All right, we're gonna talk about NBA players from across the league. We're gonna look at their progress, what they're doing, and we're gonna break it down into what they're worth in stock. Because there's a site that you can go to called PredictionStrike.com. And you can actually invest in players' performance just like you invest in stock. Right? And if you use the code NBK, the first $20 that you invest, you use the code NBK, you'll get an extra 10. Right? So you put 20 in, you get an extra 10. You end up with $30. PredictionStrike.com.
Y'all can put y'all money where y'all mouth is.
Okay. And on the Ball Street Report, we'll be breaking down players. Right? Like, for example, Lonzo Ball right now, Prince, is worth $13.95. $13.95. He started off the season at $4.
Whoa.
So somebody invested in Lonzo Ball. They made almost $10 per share. If somebody bought, 100 shares of Lonzo Ball, I don't know if you want to put $400 into it, but if someone bought, $100 of Lonzo Ball,
they would have made $1,000.
They made a little bit of money. You know what I'm saying? You bought 100 shares of Lonzo Ball. You just made $10 per share. You just made $1,000 that quick. If you just bought 10 shares, you put $40 in and you bought 10 shares. You know what I'm saying? You just, doubled your money that quick. It's crazy. $13.95 per share. But it's dope, ladies and gentlemen, and that's what we'll be doing on Ball Street on the Ball Street Report. So the link that I just put in the chat is to the Ball Street Report. Make sure you go subscribe to the channel. We'll be having content out soon, and we got a couple of contests that's going to be going on over there where you can win some real money. All right, so make sure you check out PredictionStrike.com. Use the code NBK on the first $20 that you donate, or not donate, I'm sorry, that you invest. And then go subscribe to the Ball Street Report. But ladies and gentlemen, I'm heading out of here. All right, and pay attention. I got some contests definitely coming up, ladies and gentlemen. Some dope contests. I got some Obi Toppin rookie cards here.
I need one of them.
Got some Obi Toppin rookie cards. I got a few of them. We're gonna have some contests, so that you all can, win an Obi Toppin rookie card. It's pretty dope. So just stay attention, stay tuned, ladies and gentlemen. We got some fun things going on with NBK. We about to get up out of here. I appreciate you guys' time. This is a brand new show, and I got a couple of them coming up. Of course, you just heard about the Ball Street Report. Right, we got, this is the Shootaround.
Yes,
you get the concept of it, and we also got Flagrant Foul with Josh and Tony coming up.
Oh, that's gonna be fire
later on this week. Yeah, y'all gonna like that one. That's gonna be dope. Flagrant Foul with Josh and Tony. So, anyway, I'm out of here, Prince. Any last things you want to say before we get out?
Hey man, download that Wix app, man. NBK for life. You know what I'm saying? Everybody enjoy yourself today. Be safe. Check y'all out tomorrow. Let's get that W. It's going to be tough, but we got to get it. We got to stop this bleeding, y'all.
Yeah, no doubt. Look for the Shootaround the morning after every game. Hopefully I can do it after every game, but look for the Shootaround the morning after the game where we break down and talk about, what the Knicks did with a clearer mind after all the emotion went away, ladies and gentlemen. Be peaceful. I'm out of here. As usual, ladies and gentlemen, spread love. You already know what it is. Be out.